Good afternoon from Phuket. This is a great pleasure to know that Sandbox on the beach is now finally on, and we are going to enjoy the same sunny sand and beach at Phuket. But before you fly, it is very important to understand that what are the procedures, how to fly, where to stay, how Sun Leisure World can help you, how to get visa, where you can travel, which airlines going. There are so many blah 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 questions in your mind. So today we are going to see everything in details. Okay, so let's start. This is very important that you must be a vaccinated travelers and you have been vaccinated already before 14 days. I am talking about two doses of vaccines or at least complete vaccines, and you should not be vaccinated before 1 year. So this is the first criteria. Now, Phuket has been a family destination. So, if you are coming with your family, with your children, this is very important to know that if your baby or kids is under 6 years of age and traveling with fully vaccinated parents, then you don't have to take a test. But if your children between 6 to 18 years of age traveling with fully vaccinated parents, you have to take a COVID test upon arrival at your own expense. So that is very important if you are a family traveler. You also have to note that all international arrival must be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 with a vaccine registered with World Health Organization or Ministry of Public Health. So whatever vaccine you have been taken, that vaccine must be recognized by World Health Organization. Usually all the vaccines which is being taken like COVID cell, Moderna or Johnson and Johnson, these vaccines are well recognized, but still double check with World Health Organization before you travel or before you apply for a visit, for a entry to Thailand. So that will help you to know how you should visit Thailand, what makes you eligible to visit Thailand with this criteria. Now, this one is very important. After you understand that you are already eligible to visit your dreamland, your heaven on earth, Phuket, now it's the time to know what you should do while you arrive to Thailand. So this is very first information that you should install an application called Thailand Plus. I will also give you a link of those applications for your reference, so you can just click and download and you can use it once you arrive, or maybe you can pre-register and start doing the process. Second things, you must remember that you are going to use accommodation establishment with a SHA plus certificate. So SHA is a standard of Thai hospitality where you should take a hotel accommodation with SHA plus sign. The meaning of SHA plus sign here is this, that you are taking accommodation with the place where the accommodation establishment has already performed a certain action to maintain the health standard of Thailand, plus their 70% of staff is already vaccinated and having a herd immunity. So this is very important that you should book a SHA plus accommodation. That is compulsory. Now, if you wish to continue your journey, so you have to, if you want to go to different province like Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, anywhere, so it is must that you should have to stay 14 days in Phuket before you go anywhere else. Another thing you must remember, you have to follow all COVID-19 test guideline suggested by Ministry of Public Health. And you must remember DHMHTTA. So DMHTTA is precaution to prevent the spread of COVID-19, which is D stands for distance, M for mask wearing, H for hand washing, T for temperature check, T for testing for COVID-19, and A for alert application. So you must have an application called Thailand Plus. So you can also get this link to download application in our comment sections. Okay, now we are going to see what you must have before arrival, what we define in our video as pre-arrival. Pre-arrival means the first thing, which is very important, you have to have a sort of COVID passport or a certificate recognized by World Health Organization or Ministry of Public Health or MoPH. Second, you must have a valid visa. To get a valid visa, you have to have a certificate of entry, which is called SOE, issued by Royal Thai Embassy or Consulate. So that's very important. You should contact your country, Royal Thai Embassy or Consulate to check if you can get COE, which is called Certificate of Entry. Now, the fifth thing, you must have a COVID-19 insurance, at least for $100,000. So you have to have USD $100,000 COVID insurance, which can cover it to your entire trip. In case you have any COVID positive symptoms, you can be treated well in a Thailand hospitals. You also should have a confirmed booking of SHA Plus certificate. You remember I have already mentioned what are the SHA Plus meaning, and then you should have a SHA Plus certified accommodation outlets where you can go and stay comfortably. You also should have, before arrival, you must remember that before 72 hours, I repeat, you should take a RT-PCR laboratory result indicating that COVID-19 is not detected, which is issued no more than 72 hours before your departure. So you must remember to take this COVID test before 72 hours of your departures to visit Thailand or to arrange yourself or to prepare yourself for pre-arrival. Once you do pre-arrival, we are going for Thailand. We are prepared, everything ready. We are reaching to the Phuket International Airport. At airport, we still have to go for a COVID-19 screening, which include RT-PCR test on site. Plus, you should download and install an alert application, which we call Thailand Plus. So you must have a Thailand Plus. Also, you should have a check-in or pre-book SHA Plus certified accommodation establishment. I have already mentioned from the first slide that you should have a SHA Plus certified accommodation to stay in Phuket. So now you are already in Phuket. You have SHA Plus accommodation vouchers. You have already installed a Thailand Plus applications. You have done a RT-PCR test. So you are now going to enjoy wonderful Phuket at your place. Once you are already in Phuket, you are staying at your SHA Plus certified business accommodations, you are taking all precautionary measures. Still, you should undergo a COVID test using an RT-PCR method on day 5 as per Ministry of Public Health guideline. Also, that you have to bear your own expense for this test. You remember these things. For emergency, if you have any respiratory problem, please contact a nearby hospitals or connect with your accommodations person. They will help you to take a precautionary actions. And also, once you go to SHA plus accommodations, they will inform all your details to provincial authority, so all the data is being kept in a very safe place. So you have to be very sure that you are 100% safe while staying in Phuket, because the Thai authority is taking a good care of you. Since now you have enjoyed Phuket, you have gone everywhere, you have seen all things to do, now it's time to say thank you for your wonderful stay at Phuket, and Phuket will say you definitely see you soon. Either you can go for a domestic Thai destinations, or maybe you can go back from Phuket to your country. So if you are going to domestic Thai destinations, you have to show that you have a vaccine certificate, you have a medical certificate that you have tested negative for COVID-19. And if you are traveling to your country, you should check your own country rules and regulation to visit and to go back. So Phuket say happy journey, see you soon. Let's now see the visa. For visa, again, I will put the link on a comment box. I will request you to download, or maybe you can browse through, but still this is there, thailand.mfa.go.th, or you should contact a Royal Thai Embassy and consulate in your respected country, so you will understand the current policy. But I will also put on a link in a comment box so you can see, and then you can use that link to take visa and entry to visit our heavenly Thailand. Now you should have insurance, that is very important, covering $100,000. So prepare your insurance, and you should have a vaccine registered by World Health Organization. So whatever vaccine, most of the vaccine is already been recognized by World Health Organization, but still you can Google and check. Now, after vaccination, let me take you that which airlines is expected to fly. I have given some of the list here. Also, I have put a list of airlines and with the expected flight schedules. So, right now, I expect Thai Airways definitely going, Singapore Airlines, Qatar Airways, Etihad, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, all is going to fly. And you should check the exact timing, price with the respected airlines. You have to understand, some may fly directly or some may not fly directly. If you can see on screen, I have put an expected flight schedule, which is not yet confirmed, but I believe this should be something like that. And this type of flight may be flying soon to Phuket. I have put the list from July to October. So there would be different phase of opening, and this opening is going to make sure that you don't miss a heavenly destinations and you don't miss Phuket after COVID-19. Now let's do a quick recap. So before our arrival, remember RT-PCR laboratory result indicating that COVID-19 is not detected is issued no more than 72 hours before departure. That's very important. At the airport, don't forget to download Thailand Plus applications, and you must have the SHA Plus accommodations, vouchers, and a COE, and your passport. COE means certificate of entry. Try to use all the facility where the vendors had got SHA or SHA Plus certificates. Sun Leisure World also is a SHA certified travel agent, and we do around Thailand. So that's very important. You must remember before you enjoy Thailand. Once again, very important that you follow a rule called DMHTTA, which means distance, mask, H for hand washing, T for temperatures, and T for testing COVID, and A for alert applications. So you must make sure you have mask always. You should use SHA tour operators, SHA plus accommodation centers, and you take RT-PCR test. That is very important. If you remember in my video, I have told you that you should do a RT-PCR test. RT-PCR test is available in Phuket and most of the hospital can do it. Approximately it will cost you 3,250 baht. You can also do a rapid test, but RT-PCR test is required. Once you do a rapid antigen or RT-PCR test, you could be a negative or positive. If you are negative and if you are trying to visit domestic destinations, again you have to have your certificate of COVID negative, your vaccination certificates, and you can visit another domestic Thai destinations. If you would like to go back to your country rules are important, you can follow. If you are positives, then in that conditions you have to use your insurance and do a treatment in Thailand. Now I have put some question and answer which might be interesting for your arrival in Thailand. So in case you have some second guest who is resident in Thailand, would like to join with you, so you may have a questions. Can they join? Yes, they can. They just have to follow the same rules and regulations as international travelers. So now another questions you may have in your mind, that should I stay continuously to one place or I can change hotels? Of course you can change the hotel, just you make sure you stay at SHA plus accommodation establishment. And you should have a prepaid or it depends that if you can cancel booking or not. It depends totally on the standardized cancellation policy of the hotel. So you can move, you can go around Phuket, you enjoy the place, and you can celebrate in Phuket. Phuket is one of the best destinations to visit after COVID-19. Definitely there are certain terms and conditions, rules and regulations, but that is required to safeguard our country. And I'm sure this also assures a safety of tourism and tourists. Phuket is just wow. Sun Leisure World have been doing a best service for a times and again. So now this is the time. Sun Leisure World is a place and Phuket is the destinations. Your holiday is going to be totally memorable. Thank you very much for your time and watching our videos. Remember, if you can comment, if you have any comment, you can put in our remarks or a comment box. I'll give you 500 Thai baht voucher to book through Sun Leisure World. You just subscribe the channel, like the videos, and email to Sun Leisure World. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.